Students, today I will discuss about Pestle concept. Now, Pestle concept is very important for international business, as because Pestle concept is basically outside control of your organization. Your organization do not have any role to play here, and these aspects, Pestle concept, having an impact on your business decision. Now, what stands for Pestle? Here P stands for political, E stands for economical, S stands for socio-cultural, T stands for technological, L stands for legal, and E stands for environmental. Now, political aspects are very important. Why political aspects are very important? Now, you cannot go to such countries where the political stability is not there. Suddenly, you cannot go to places like Syria, you cannot go to the places like North Korea, or say for an example, Zimbabwe or Venezuela. Why? Because government leadership having a problem. There is a civil war is going on in Syria. Zimbabwe, there was a related problem regarding the government stability. Now there are a lot of countries where you will find a lot of corruptions are there. Many in multinational companies opted to going out from Indonesia because of that thing, because corruption levels are very high. In some African countries, this is also happening. Now, government stability is very important, because if the government is not stable, the political environment becomes very uncertain. You may have a trade restrictions or reform. In 1991, I would say there was a decision which was taken by the then finance minister Dr. Manmohan Singh was crucial for that, and we witness a sea changes. Why it is happening? Lot many multinationals were coming to Indian soil, invest in Indian soil. There was a lot of FDI, foreign direct investment. After 1991, we have witnessed. So this was basically a kind of reform. North America imposed certain trade restrictions so many years with Cuba. That is also an important aspect. Now, bureaucracy issues are also very important. There are a lot many obstacles if you have a bureaucracy, or I would say red tape, which will delaying the entire process. In Indian system, it is also happening so many times. Now, employment as well as operational laws are very important. So many people are saying that the employees protection in India is relatively higher than other countries. So the labor law should be reformed. It is debatable whether it is good or bad right at this moment of time. I am not going to discuss this kind of things. But employment and operational laws are very important. At the same time, tax regulations are also very important, and your relationship with the neighboring countries are also very important. Because if the neighboring country, like I would say Israel and Palestine, there is a kind of problem and tussle is going on so many years. So this type of environment will create a problem to go for future investment in a foreign soil. Now, economical aspects are also very important. Why economical aspects are important? Because economical aspects are very important because, say for an example, finance and credit, cost of living of a country is very important and very vital. Inflation rate is very high in case of Zimbabwe, Venezuela, and so many countries. So If the inflation is very high, it is difficult for you. And if you do not have this stable currency, that's why companies are investing in other places. Let's say, for an example, dollar stability, pound stability, these kind of stabilities are there in the world market. That's why the companies are investing in Europe, North America, as well as other places. Say, for an example, China also, as well as Japan also. Now, working practices are very important. Your GDP is very important. Gross domestic production is very important, because because gross domestic product, GDP, I am to say, the gross domestic product and gross national product are very important here, right, at this moment of time. At the same time, I would say that I would say taxes and duties are also very important. Lot many countries are offering you, or rather allowing you to invest into that soil, and they are providing you lot many facilities. So that is important. Maybe international, maybe in case of domestic kind places also, you will find these kind of things. That particularly, I would say for an example, in India, lot many SEZs are there, special economic zones. Why they are attracting people? Because they are attracting people because the they do not impose any taxes for a certain period of time. They will provide you the basic infrastructure. You come and invest here and do the business. That's why I would say Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, in West Bengal also particularly, I would say that the before the 2011, there we have witnessed this SEZ in different parts of West Bengal also, like Falta, like other. Because of that reason, TCS we invested in West Bengal. But from 2011, the problem was there. I would say because the present Chief Minister of West Bengal is not supporting the SEZ model. Now, exchange rates are also very important, and globalization is important, because if you have I mean to say, closed economy, I would say it is very difficult, because you are not allowing other companies to invest in your soil. So we do not have any knowledge. We do not know anything. We do not have any knowledge about North Korea like that. So economical aspects are very important. You are not going to Zimbabwe. You will not invest in Venezuela or other places, because a lot of things are there. And most important thing is that socio-cultural aspects are very important. Why socio-cultural important? Because each and every countries have a different kind of atmosphere or environment. Now, social mobility is important. Ethics and religion is very important. Say, for an example, the color. If you think of the color, you may think of color is a very simple kind of thing, but it's not like that. Say, for an example, Japanese people prefer light color dresses. In communist countries, red are preferred. In case of Africa, there is a different kind of things. They want a bright kind of colors. In case of America, I would say they prefer blue color for corporate people. So this is a kind of thing. If you go to different places, you will find that people are taking Chowmin with the help of a spoon or fork. But some countries you will find the people are using forks. So there is a different kind of things. If you come to India, you will find that right hand drive is applicable. In some countries, left hand drive is also applicable. So it's a different kind of thinking. Lifestyle is very important. Now, if you think of Scandinavian countries or any other countries, the kind of things are different than different other countries. Education is also very important. Historical issues are very important. Attitudes and beliefs are very important, because attitudes and beliefs are different. Demographics, cross cultural communication, Hofstede matrix giving you kind of direction. It was a very, I would say, very, I would say it's a very big survey, I would say, on behalf of IBM. It was a very big survey in different countries. They have conducted with so many years, and they came with this kind of solution, or they came with a result that these are the important aspects, like masculinity, femininity, power of differences. These are equally important, because if you are operating in Japan, you have to think of certain way. If you think of countries like India, the power differences are moderate, I would say. If you think of the countries like United States of America, it is also already different, because people attitudes and beliefs are different. Now, important thing is demographics are also very important. India is very important place because half of the population is below 25 years of age. This is the plus point. So many people are saying that India's population is a major problem. But important thing is that in if you compare with China and other countries, we have more than 50% people, I would say, who are below 25 years. So it is basically a blessings in disguise. And cross-cultural communications are also very important. If you think of, I'm just giving you an important aspect why religion also play an important role here. General Motors was known for this luxury cars and other type of cars and vehicles. Now, important thing is that they were successful while using Md.Ali as a brand ambassador. Now, thing is that they flopped in Middle East countries. Why? Because the slogan was, I am the greatest. But the Muslim believe in Allah. So they are saying why a person can be more, how can a person say that he is great when Allah is there? So this is a kind of message which is very sensitive kind of things, and because of that thing, this is important. And an important thing is that if you think of advertisement, again there is a kind of things, because in Middle East countries, the most important thing is that women have to dress in a different way altogether. They are much more conservative in terms of women. So advertisement is also different there. So religion plays an important role, and ethics plays an important role here in economic, socio-cultural aspects, I would say. For an example, if you think of Christian community, they use black and white in a different way than the Muslims. So this is a cultural differences. So while operating in foreign soil, you have to judge about all these aspects, because these are not in your control. Only thing is that you have to take care of all these aspects. Now again, important is technological aspects. Technological aspects are very important, as because you have to think about knowledge management system, quality and pricing. You have to think of rate of change is important, eliminate bottlenecks, intellectual property, that is an important aspect, because before signing to trips, Indian pharmaceutical companies are basically copying the product of blockbuster multinational companies drugs. As a result, they are offering much lower prices to the people of India. Now important aspects is whether this is good or bad, because when you are investing so many money, say for an example, 2 to 3 billion dollar is required to come out with a new kind of product, research molecule, and you have to be there for at least 10 years to develop this kind of new molecule. The important aspect is, if someone comes with this kind of things, you should give him the intellectual right. Now, if you do this kind of things by copying this kind of products of the blockbuster drugs, so ultimately it will affect their business. So, intellectual property is very important. Use of outsourcing is very important, because, say for an example, in India, you will find that lot many foreign multinationals are coming to Indian soil. Why? They are giving the outsourcing kind of business, as because a lot of people who are skilled, they are educated, and they are active. At the same time, cost plays an important role here, because the salary of the or standard of living, I would say, in India is much lesser than other European or North American countries. So that's why the kind of money that is required to keep the person in the company is also much lesser. So because of that thing, outsourcing is important. Network coverage is also very important. Patents and licensing is important. Research and development is important. Say for an example, Israel is doing fabulous kind of thing. Germany is known for automobile, hub of automobile sector. Why it is so? Because in chemical as well as automobile industry, they are the top. Why? Because they have an inclination for research and development. Production efficiency is also very important. Indian, I would say, pharmaceutical companies, they are basically doing lot many outsourcing job of different global pharmaceuticals companies, or they have a contract manufacturing of facilities or something like that, and they have the production efficiency because of cheap labor is available, skilled manpower is also available. So because of that thing, production efficiency is there. They can offer in a much lower prices, and because of that thing, Indian this generic market is really good, and Indian companies are doing fabulous amount of business all over the world. I'm talking about pharmaceutical industry, where because of this factor, they are exporting so many countries, and Indian this generic pharmaceutical companies are basically doing with generic drugs. Unfortunately, we do not have any patented product so far. And government activity and legislation is also very important in technological aspects. That is very important. Now, another important thing is the legal activities. Legal environment is very important, because you are operating in a foreign soil. So when you are going there, you have to think about the consumer, health and safety, taxation related aspects, advertising, compliance, employment, import and export, regulatory bodies. All these are very important. Say for an example, I am talking about Italian shoe manufacturers are moving out from Italy to Taiwan as well as Indian. I would say India and other places. Why it is so? Because they have witnessed that they are creating environmental pollution. So because of that thing, they are shifting from Italy to different places of the world. Particularly, I would say, I would say China, Taiwan, as well as India, because rules and regulations are not so stronger there. And because of that thing, I can show you an example. Say for an example, U9 carbide. The Bhopal gas tragedy was happened in 1984. That was creating a lot of problems, but ultimately people were sufferer. So we had a problem related with this kind of thing. So legal environment is very important. Very, very important is legal atmosphere of that country. And most another important thing is that environmental factors. Now, stringent rules and regulations are there in certain countries. Say, for an example, Sandoz or penalized because they were throwing the raw materials and other kind of products into the river Rhine, and because of that thing, it affected the environment. As a result, they were penalized. Same goes to this, I would say, in Mexico coastal region, where the British petroleum thing was mixed up with the ocean. So because of that thing, they have to pay hefty amount. So these are the important things you have to take care, because stringent rules and regulations are very important today. We are talking about environmental issues and protections. So the rules and regulations are changing, which was earlier 20 to 25 years back is not applicable right now in developed countries. But in case of poor and underdeveloped, I would say developing countries, the rules and regulations are not so stringent in comparison to developed countries. So while going to outside your domestic market, you have to take care of all these things. It is also applicable in domestic cases. You will never in, because last 10 years in West Bengal the scenario has changed so far. Because last 10, not 10 years, I would say 15, 20 years, 15 years, from 2007 onwards there was a problem in Singur, and because of that thing Nandigram Singur happened, and as a result nobody is interested to invest money in West Bengal. So political reasons are important. Last 15 years West Bengal is deprived of in I mean say industry. As a result, there is a problem for unemployment. That is also very important. So political aspects are very important. Socio-cultural bond, I would say bond, strike, these kind of things are also very important. That's why, uh, thanks to I would say Supreme Court, they are saying that band is illegal. So that is why once West Bengal was known for a place for Bandh. Right now, nothing was happening for the last 5 to 6 years of time. At least from governmental initiative is there. So these are the important aspect for domestic market also. So not only domestic but also for, I would say, international market, this Pestle concept is very crucial and very important. That is political, economical, socio-cultural, technological, legal, and information. Hope you will enjoy the session and hope it will help you out and it will be useful for your study. Thanks a lot.